Hello everybody, I'm here today as part of New Horizons, and I just want to talk through a few different methods for sowing seeds. We're into end of February now, so it's the perfect time to make a start. If you have a greenhouse, put them in a greenhouse. If you have a windowsill, use a windowsill. So I have a few different varieties here. I'm going to start with tomatoes. This variety is called Moneymaker, and the instructions are on the back. All seeds will have the instructions, so just have a look at when they should be sown and what depth. Okay, so these can be sown between March and May. So we're a little bit early, maybe a week early, but it's going to start early anyway. So open the pack. Inside usually you'll have another little pack inside, but these ones are loose inside there, so very carefully leave them to the side. Now I'm just using a nice multi-purpose compost here, and I've got a sieve and a nice clean seed tray. So all the sieve is for is obviously just to take the lumps out. So just give it a quick sieve through. If you don't have a sieve, don't worry about it. You can just work the lumps out with your hands, it's fine. So sieve it through there, and you want to fill the seed container up to maybe about 1 centimetre from the top. So let's have a look at that. Give it a shimmy, a little bit more. Tap it in, and then give it a wiggle. Get all the soil nice and level. You can see there that it's about 1 centimetre from the lip, and it's nice fine compost with no lumps in it at all. Now you can use various other things. You can use sand and perlite and vermiculite in the soil. I'm just going to keep it simple, just use the multi-purpose compost, and that's it. So that's our compost ready to go. Get your seed packet. Now there's probably about 50 tomato plants or tomato seeds in here. Now I don't really want 50 tomato plants, so I'm just going to get a handful. Tip it carefully into the palm of your hand. Now tomato seeds, although these look quite small, they're actually some of the bigger seeds. So just get a pinch, and I'm quite fussy. I do it individually, so just 1, 2, leave a little gap in between each one, because when it turns into a seedling, that means that the roots aren't going to entangle when it comes time to pricking them out. So you can do it that method, or you can put a couple into your hand and just sprinkle it over, as long as they're nice and spaced apart. Okay, so I've got about 15, 20 plants in there, which should do perfect. This variety is Moneymaker, as I said earlier, so they're a nice, robust, fast-growing variety. So that's our seed sowing. Hopefully you can see that. Camera's quite far away, but seeds on the surface of the compost. Next thing is just get your sieve again and just put a fine layer of compost over the top, just to cover the seeds over, so it's up level with the lip of the tray. Smooth it off. Just give it a light press down, just to get any air pockets out of the soil, so just lightly press it down. And then the most important thing we can do is to label it. So I have a few labels over here. Jot down what it is and the variety. You can put the date on it if you want. I'm just going to jot down tomatoes and NM for Moneymaker. Pop that in, and then the next thing we want to do is put it into water. You can water it with a watering can or a spray bottle, whatever you have. I like to do it by just putting it into a small basin of water and let it soak for 5, maybe 10 minutes. Leave it in there. The soil will absorb the water up to the surface, and you'll see the surface of the soil get damp whenever and you'll know by the weight, whenever it's had enough water. And then pop it onto a windowsill, a greenhouse, polytunnel, whatever you have, a nice sheltered corner of the garden. And then these will start to germinate in about 1 to 2 weeks. And then we'll do another video when we're talking about what way we're going to prick out the seedlings. So hopefully that's some help. Loads of different varieties. Just play around, read the packet, and give it a go. Thanks.